You're watching this video thinking, I'm fine, my sex life is solid, I hit the gym, my testosterone must be normal. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. It's probably not. Testosterone controls dozens of critical functions in your body, and I see guys in my office all the time. Rock-solid erections, strong libido, athletic build, who have dangerously low testosterone. They look healthy. They feel capable. But something's destroying their quality of life. Something they can't name. They've been to therapists, had their liver checked, their kidneys scanned. Some have quit jobs or walked away from relationships trying to fix a problem they can't see. And the whole time, it was hormonal. Today, I'm walking you through 10 signs of low testosterone, and most have nothing to do with sex. By the end, you'll understand why you're waking up at night to pee, why your workouts stopped working, and why you can't feel rested no matter how much you sleep. Let's start with the one nobody talks about. Sign 1. Urinary problems. 70 to 80% of the young men who've walked into my office in the past few months were told they had prostatitis. They didn't. What they had was low testosterone, and because their doctors were following outdated protocols, they got treated for infections that didn't exist. Here's the truth. A healthy man sleeps through the night. If you're getting up to pee regularly, that's not normal. That's not your bladder acting up. That's not prostate inflammation. In 99% of cases in young men, that's a hormone deficiency screaming at you. And it's not just nighttime. If you're constantly running to the bathroom, or you finish peeing but feel like something's still there, or you get false alarms where your body says go, but nothing comes out, that's low testosterone talking. Your prostate needs testosterone to stay healthy. When your levels drop, the gland starts to shrink. The muscles around your bladder weaken. Blood flow tanks. Eventually, if this goes untreated long enough, some men end up needing surgery for prostate sclerosis, a completely preventable condition if someone had just checked their hormone levels 5 years earlier. I've also seen the opposite, men coming in with enlarged prostates, benign hyperplasia. We give them medications that block testosterone to shrink the prostate before surgery. And guess what happens? The prostate shrinks because testosterone protects your prostate. Low testosterone destroys it. So if you're waking up at night, if your stream is weak, if you have to push just to empty your bladder, don't ignore it. And don't let anyone tell you it's just age or just stress. Get your testosterone checked. Sign 2. Your facial hair has slowed down. This one catches people off guard, but it's one of the earliest warning signs. If you used to shave every 3 days, and now you can coast a week without touching a razor, something's changed. Hair follicles on your face are extremely sensitive to hormones. They respond faster than almost anything else in your body. So if your beard is growing slower, patchier, or lighter, pay attention. That's not genetics catching up with you. That's your testosterone dropping in real time. And yes, I know what you're thinking. What about guys who go bald? Don't they have high testosterone? Sometimes. But that's a completely different mechanism. Male pattern baldness is driven by sensitivity to DHT, not total testosterone levels. You can be bald and have low testosterone. You can have a full head of hair and sky-high levels. But if your facial hair changes, that's a direct signal. I'll do a full video on hair loss and hormones soon. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Sign 3. You can't lose weight no matter what you do. Some guys are overweight because they eat too much and move too little. Straightforward. But then there's the guy who walks into my office, and I know before he even sits down. Low testosterone. Thick neck. Fat deposits where there shouldn't be any. 2 or 3 rolls under the chin. And most telling, abdominal obesity that looks inflated from the inside. You've probably heard that a man's waist shouldn't exceed 37 or 40 inches. That's not just a guideline, it's a warning. If your belly's sticking out, but you can pinch your skin and feel almost no fat underneath, that means the fat is inside, wrapping around your organs like a death grip. This is visceral fat, and it's one of the most dangerous types. It's hormonally active. It releases inflammatory chemicals. It damages your blood vessels and shortens your life. And you will not lose it with cardio. You will not lose it with calorie restriction. You can starve yourself into exhaustion, and that belly will stay exactly where it is. Because the problem isn't food. The problem is hormones. If you're thin everywhere else, skinny arms, skinny legs, but carrying a gut that looks like it's been pumped full of air, that's textbook chronic testosterone deficiency. And if you're a powerlifter thinking, but I have a big belly and I'm strong, I'm not talking about you. You're carrying muscle and mass everywhere. I'm talking about the guy who looks frail except for his midsection. That's the guy who needs to get checked yesterday. Sign 4. Your joints and ligaments hurt for no reason. I was talking to a friend recently. He's into surfing, stays active, eats clean, and he told me his knees are falling apart. He's not overweight. He's not doing anything extreme, just running, staying fit, and his knees feel like they're 60 years old. That's not normal wear and tear, that's low testosterone. Testosterone supports your connective tissue, tendons, ligaments, cartilage. When your levels drop, those structures start breaking down. And here's the terrifying part. By the time your joints hurt, you've probably been deficient for years. That's why this matters. It's not just about feeling achy, it's about catching the problem before the damage becomes irreversible. If you're active, not overweight, and your joints are giving out, especially knees, elbows, or shoulders, get your testosterone checked. Because once your ligaments are shredded, there's not much even surgery can fix. And here's the flip side. Sometimes low testosterone doesn't make you fat. Sometimes it makes you skeletal. No muscle mass. No matter how much you eat, nothing sticks. You look like a scarecrow. If that's you, if you've been lifting for years and still look like you've never touched a weight, that's also a red flag. Because a man should look like a man. And if your body refuses to build muscle no matter what you throw at it, the problem is hormonal. I'm not saying go on a steroid cycle. I'm saying get your levels into normal range and watch what happens. I've had patients who spent 5 to 10 years in the gym with zero progress. We normalize their testosterone. Not high, just normal. And their life changes overnight. It's like watching someone turn the lights on. Sign 5. You sweat abnormally or you're always freezing. Picture this. 5 people in a room. Temperature 75 degrees. 4 of them are comfortable. One guy is drenched, wiping his forehead every 2 minutes, asking if anyone else is dying in here. That's a hormone problem. Low testosterone wrecks your thermoregulation. Your body stops accurately sensing temperature. You feel hot when it's not hot, or you're freezing when everyone else is fine. The worst version? Night sweats. You wake up in a pool of sweat even though the room is cool and you're not sick. Classic sign. Or the opposite. You're always layering up, always cold. Can't get warm no matter what you do. Both are signals that something's off with your hormones. And if you're also getting sudden heat flashes, where you turn red, start sweating, and feel a wave of heat out of nowhere, that's even more reason to get checked. Most guys assume sweating is a thyroid issue or anxiety. Sometimes it is. But in my experience, if a young man is sweating like that and nothing else explains it, testosterone is usually the answer. Sign 6. You're exhausted all the time, or you can't fall asleep. Low testosterone doesn't just make you sleepy. It wrecks your sleep in both directions. Some guys feel like they need a nap every afternoon just to function. They used to power through the day. Now, by 2 or 3 in the afternoon, they're done. They need to lie down for an hour, or they can't think straight. If that's you, and it's new, don't write it off as aging. You didn't get old in 2 years. But here's the version nobody expects. Some guys with low testosterone can't sleep at all. They're exhausted all day. They lie down at night, and nothing. Eyes wide open. Mind racing. They want to sleep. They just can't. That's one of the worst feelings in the world. I had a friend, let's call him Victor, who couldn't sleep for 5 years. An hour and a half a night, maybe 2. He tried everything. Then we fixed his hormones. Now he sleeps like the dead. Sleep deprivation is literal torture. If your sleep is broken and you don't know why, check your testosterone. It might be the only thing standing between you and a normal life. Sign 7. Low libido. This is the one everyone knows about, so I'll keep it short. But here's what most people get wrong. Libido and erectile function aren't the same thing. You can want sex, but not perform. Or you can perform but have zero interest. 2. Completely different problems. If you've noticed you're not thinking about sex as much, or you're not initiating anymore, or you're fine if it just doesn't happen, that's low libido. And that's testosterone. A lot of guys in long-term relationships blame their partner. They think the spark's gone, so they look elsewhere, and suddenly, everything works again. They think, oh, it must have been her. No. It was novelty. It was higher stimulation. Your testosterone is still low. You just needed more input to get the same output. If your morning erections are gone, if spontaneous erections don't happen anymore, if you're only sexual, when your partner initiates, those are all signs. And here's why you should care even if you're fine with less sex. This isn't just about satisfaction. It's about your health. Low testosterone doesn't just kill your libido, it's eating away at your heart, your bones, your brain. So even if you're comfortable with once a week, the real question is, should you be? Sign 8. You feel physically and emotionally drained. I'm sitting here recording this video because I want to. I didn't have to talk myself into it. I didn't need to hunt for motivation. I just felt like doing it, so I did. Men with low testosterone don't feel that way about anything. Life feels flat. They don't enjoy the things they used to enjoy. They don't get a reward from finishing tasks. The dopamine hit never comes. They used to love fishing, playing soccer, seeing friends. Now they'd rather lie down and do nothing. And when they force themselves to do something, it drains them completely. If that's your life, if you've lost interest in hobbies you used to love, if everything feels like effort, if you can't remember the last time you felt genuinely excited about something, that's not depression. Or it is, but it's hormonal depression. And a lot of these guys end up on antidepressants or in therapy for years. I've pulled patients off that entire track just by restoring their testosterone to normal. Not high, normal. Sign 9. Brain fog and memory problems. This one doesn't get talked about enough, but it's brutal. If you're forgetting things you used to remember easily, if you walk into a room and forget why, if your focus is shot and you feel like you're thinking through mud, that can be testosterone. Your brain has androgen receptors everywhere. It needs testosterone to function properly. When your levels drop, cognitive performance drops with it. Sign 10. You feel depressed or emotionally numb. I'm putting this last because it's the hardest to recognize and the most dangerous to ignore. If you feel like you're at the end of your rope, if nothing brings you joy anymore, if you've been to neurologists and psychologists and nothing's worked, please, before you do anything else, check your testosterone. I've had patients who were on psychiatric medication for years. We corrected their hormone levels and they didn't need it anymore. Their entire lives changed. Not every case of depression is hormonal, but some absolutely are. And if you've tried everything else, this is worth checking. Here's what I want you to do. Go back through the last 10 years of your life. Think about what's changed. Are you waking up at night now? Are you colder than you used to be? Is your beard growing slower? Are your knees hurting even though you haven't gained weight? Write it down. Compare it to how you felt at 20, at 25. And if things have shifted, even if you think it's subtle, get tested. Not when something breaks. Now. While you still have time to fix it. And leave a comment below. Tell me what's changed for you. What hit home? Because when you share your story, someone else reading it might finally realize they're not alone. And that might be what gets them to take action. Next week, I'm walking you through exactly which tests to order, how to prepare for them correctly, and how to interpret the results. Because most of you are doing it wrong, and you're getting numbers that don't reflect reality. If you want to see that video, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you then.